So I already mixed my paints up, got them activated. So I'll be ready to go. I'm going to use, I didn't like the yellow in this palette. I wanted a little bit of a warmer yellow. So I'm using my Paul Rubens set and I'm using cadmium yellow. It's just a warmer color. And then in this palette, I'm using Butterfly, Frida, Jiminy, and Mermaid. And then also, as I said before, kind of a mixture of the greens that I already have in my palette. And then this is like a gold color. We'll see. I may end up using that as well. But we're just gonna kind of dive right in. I have two brushes, Princeton number 6 and a Princeton number 3. I think those will be big enough. If I need to, I have other brushes off to the side here. I think we're just gonna jump right in. The idea will be to kind of, repeat colors so that there's not like a whole bunch of red here and then all yellow up here, so that your eye will move all the way through your drawing. So I'm gonna start with my E. I do have water off to the side. I have two, one for clean water and then one that I rinse my brush in. It's a fairly creamy consistency of watercolor, and you want to move the watercolor in one direction. You can mix a little bit of red if you want to, just to kind of get like what could be kind of like a shadow, but you also don't have to even go that far. So what I'm doing right now is I just have just a damp brush, and I'm just going in and kind of smoothing those lines of that darker paint that I just put in. I'm gonna go ahead and just fill in these little baby candles, just one little swipe. Go ahead and make this vase yellow. Then I'll make some of the books yellow as well. But right now I'm kind of just painting in the items, if you will. So I've got a couple greens over here, just kind of mixing them together. And you can use multiple shades of green, even if it's in one single plant, to add interest as well. So I haven't put any more paint on my brush, just kind of dipped it in that one time. Anytime I feel like I'm getting a really harsh line that I don't want, I just rinse my brush and it's fairly damp, and then I'll go in and just kind of smooth the line out. And this is just a little bit lighter. And this is kind of like your first pass. You can always go back in, add more detail if you want to. So I'm just gonna move around the page, being super, super loose. You don't want to outline and then fill it in. Then you can get really weird harsh lines. So I'm just one pass mostly, especially in this size. You don't want to go in and just outline it. I like to just mix colors together, see what I come up with. I really actually try not to rinse my entire palette after I'm done painting. I'll kind of see what's left and then maybe use it in a different painting, or again just be able to kind of mix colors together and see what you come up with. It's okay to leave a little bit of white showing. I'm going to go ahead and color that pot in yellow. Technically, I guess I could have painted in first and then just went over it with the green, but I just kind of wanted to keep them separate. You can go in and add a little bit of darkness around the leaves on the pot because it would be like a shadow. But again, you do not have to take it that far. And I mixed a little bit of purple to add a little bit of a shadow. Just noticed an area that I didn't get erased very good. Once you put watercolor over pencil, you cannot erase it. You don't want your paint to be super thick. If you get too much paint, you can just wipe off your brush and then use the tip of it kind of like a little sponge. And I'm going to go to a smaller brush and go ahead and I'm going to color this in blue. I didn't use, it's not very wet, so I'm going to go ahead and go in now. You're going to go back in after you've already put paint down. It has to be a thicker consistency. You don't want to introduce a bunch more water or it's going to give you these weird blooms, which are okay if that's what you're trying to achieve, but if you're not, then they can be really annoying. So put a little shadow there. It's kind of hard to see, but there you go. Rinse my brush. Get some of that water out, and I can just come along that edge and it just smooths it out a little bit. I'm gonna paint some of these little flowers blue, I think the little balls. Why? Because why not? Because we can do what we want.
Be alright, 'cause I just wanna see the light.
I'm just gonna go in with a little bit of a darker green and just kind of touch a little bit onto those that are already painted in, like so. Oh, and I forgot to paint those.
Getting too restless to be in this dusty town. I've heard of this place.
Since this is a lighter color, I'd rather start with that and then go in with the darker color. I am going to go in, it's a little bit of that ink color with the blue I used. I made it a little bit darker, so I can go in here and put in a little bit of a shadow. And I'll go down here, kind of do what we did with the last, this one up here, where you just kind of go in with a little bit of a darker color around some of those leaves, where there would also be a shadow. And this is a little bit more of that blue and red mixture, kind of make, actually I think I have purple on my palette, but you can just use a little bit of blue and red to make like a purpley color, just to add in that shadow as well. When it comes to cold press paper, you can overwork it a lot faster than I think the hot press. It's just not as forgiving. Now I have to decide if I'm going to bring in another color to paint the little shelves themselves, or if I'm going to use the colors I already have. I think I am going to bring in like I'm going to bring in this umber color. It's like a warm brown.
When she left me, yeah, got a little bit inside. You know, maybe things are gonna be alright.
And you can go in with just a little bit of a darker along the bottom part. Maybe right around where the leaves are, if there's a leaf on that shelf. Start painting in some books. Again, just kind of using all the colors. I'll even bring some green into the books. I think this brush is probably a little bit too small, so you don't want to be going over the area again and again and again. So this brush is just a little bit too small. I'm just rinsing my brush a little bit because I went right from the palette to the page, so it got a little bit darker than what I was kind of going for. That's okay. So So I'm just adding a little bit of water to the paint I already have down so I can kind of spread that out. I'm going to bring a little bit of that Payne's Gray mixture into here so it's not just one big area that has just that color. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this in too.
Hold on tight. We're living for the highlights, like it's our
I realized I forgot to paint the bottom of that, so I mixed the two browns together that I used on the shelves to make it a little bit darker. And now I'm going to take a very light consistency, it's very watered down, of that Payne's Gray or ink. I keep saying Payne's Gray because that's basically what it is. It's very loose and not dark at all. Try that first. And then I'm going to add just a very light shadow line. You can get paint on your brush and then kind of dab it off a little bit. You can even do a little bit by the leaves. Technically would pick one side and that would be where the shadow is. So like if the light source was coming from this side, then things that are on the right of it would have a shadow then cast on the left side. And again, this, you don't even have to do this part. It could be too fussy. It just kind of makes it look a little, I don't know, more 3D, I guess, because you're putting a little bit of that shadow in. And again, I'm wiping my brush off, rinsing it out, just so I can run my brush along that to lighten that up a little bit. And in here, I'm actually going to kind of paint all of it a really light Payne's Gray because it's glass. I'm even going to paint over those mushroom stems. Technically they're white, but because they're in that glass, it would be casting kind of that color and that shadow. Kind of going around, double checking anything there. I think there might be a shadow. If I think it's too dark, I'm just taking a clean brush and kind of scrubbing some of that off. You can also just use a paper towel, kind of dab some of it off. Just a very light, it just adds a little bit of contrast and shadow, a little bit of interest. And you can also go back in, add shadows under the books, along the bottom of the books, all that kind of stuff if you would like to, in the leaves. So you can just put in a little bit of a shadow on any of the books. Then I added that teeny tiny touch of red to the yellow. Darken that in a little bit. And then I'm going to take a white Posca pen. Bleed proof white is the best thing to use if you want white to show up on watercolor, but I can't write with that, so I'm just gonna, I may have to go over it a couple of times, but I'm gonna use this to kind of write like it's on the chalkboard. There, book trip for 2025. I'm gonna add a little bit into this mushroom. And then I also want to add in the little white dots. And then you can even go so far as to put in some little highlight details. That's getting a little crazy, but and you could even decorate the pot if you wanted to. Like this one's kind of just hanging out there. Add a little bit more interest that way. I mean, sky's the limit. I mean, I could sit here for ever writing things down, coloring things in. Okay, there was one thing I wanted to do that I forgot about. I wanted to put, let me zoom in here. I wanted to make it look like there were lights. So I went ahead and drew that with one of the liners, and then I'm bringing in a Posca pen. I guess I'm gonna make them yellow. I can always go back over them if I don't like it, but I'm kind of dotting them in. And this was just another way to kind of, and I could have made them a little darker, but just to add a little bit more interest to the page. You can make them multicolored, which I considered kind of doing like a variety of the colors that I put in the painting, but I didn't want it to be super, like even busier probably than it is, or detract kind of from the books. Like so. Kind of pull it up so you can see. You could also use like a gold color or even silver, but there we go. There we go. There we go. I just wanted to show you that really quick. Okay, see you next week. Bye.